Bienvenido a otro programa más de Me Gustan los Deportes junto a Baerga y sus amigos. Este es su amigo de siempre, Arnold Palillito Santiago, dándole la bienvenida y como siempre, comparta este programa de hoy, dele share por todos los lados, déle saber a todo el mundo que ya empezó el programa de Me Gustan los Deportes junto a Baerga y sus amigos con otra entrevista, mire, de Grandes Ligas para ustedes, así que esperemos que, ¿verdad?, sea del agrado de ustedes y ya le vamos a dar la bienvenida a mi partner del estudio, el ex Grandes Ligas, Carlos Baerga. Saludos, Carlos.
Saludos, Palillito, saludos a toda la gente que está conectada con nosotros. Qué bendición poder toda la noche poderte llevar algo diferente de lo que es el béisbol de Grandes Ligas y todo lo que está pasando. Y hoy una entrevista súper especial de uno de los grandes relevistas en nuestros tiempos.
Bueno, señores, y ya usted sabe que si usted es bostoniano como yo, el techo del bullpen le está cayendo agua ya a nosotros, así que ya usted sabe, llame a Crosco Puerto Rico para que Crosco Puerto Rico, mire, le envíe el producto de calidad que usted necesita. Si no, visite croscopr.com para que se ponga al día, Vargas, porque si usted tiene que sellar algo, tiene que sellarlo con Crosco, Baerga.
Eso es así, tiene que estar sellado. Y si tienes sed ahora mismo y necesitas tomar algo que te quite la sed, es agua de coco Goya. Hidrátate con agua de coco Goya. Lo puedes utilizar con cualquier bebida, en cualquier momento y en cualquier lugar. Agua de coco Goya, ¿sabe qué? Y si es Goya, tiene que ser bueno. Y si estás enfermo, pasando cualquier necesidad, Droguería Betance, droguería puertorriqueña, te va a ayudar en Puerto Rico, gracias a su dueño Raúl Rodríguez, que siempre apoya todos los eventos deportivos y siempre está ayudando a nuestro Puerto Rico.
Bueno, Baerga, ya tú sabes, tenemos una entrevista hoy, ¿verdad? De uno, como ya tú dijiste, uno de los mejores cerradores en la historia del béisbol de Grandes Ligas. Hubo un tiempo que eso parecía un lanzador de otro nivel, definitivamente. El canadiense Eric Gagne está aquí con nosotros. Señores, usted no sabe quién es Eric Gagne, no se preocupe que nosotros aquí le tenemos un lado.
Into center field for Dave Roberts. Eric Gagne stays perfect.
Talk about Gagne's streak the way we talk about Joe DiMaggio's 56-game hitting streak. Quinlan strikes out. Gagne gets Kennedy on a low fastball about 96 miles.
Got him. Oh, wow. Huh. A 97-mile-an-hour echo. So the boy from Canada and the boy from Mexico. Got him.
Wrapping up game number one. And a hot strikes out for the fourth time tonight.
Aquí está con nosotros, señores. Here we go. We got our friend here. Bienvenido a Me Gustan los Deportes junto a Baerga y sus amigos. Welcome, Eric Gagne. I can't say it in French, man. I try, but I can't.
That's pretty good. You're doing good. Really good.
Eric, how you doing? This is Carlos Baerga. You know your body. I face you. I faced you too many times. It was really, it's been an honor, you know, to interview today. I really have a tough time hearing you. You got my numbers. I know it. I have to say it to everybody because you was that good. You was really, really good. 3-time All-Star, National League Cy Young Award, World Series champion. You can name it. This guy did everything. Where Eric Gagne born?
Well, right now I'm in Montreal, Canada, at my son's baseball game, and it's raining, so I'm kind of stuck in my new office, which is my little car. So it's kind of cool to be with you guys, but it's a great honor to be here. And I have faced you a lot. You're an amazing hitter, and you know it's I love lefties. So when I face you as a lefty, I love that changeup. So
I mean, Eric, you were. I mean, like we told everybody before we started the show. You were born in Canada, and I went to school in Iowa. I went to college in Iowa, of course. So I met a lot of people from Canada, but most of the guys that we got in the baseball team in college, of course, all they talk about is hockey. So we would like to know, I mean, what was the city you were born in? And I mean, what was the thing that Eric Gagne was doing when he was growing up?
Well, so you guys probably been to Montreal. I'm actually from Mascouche, Quebec, Canada. So I'm a hockey guy. I'm a hockey fan. That's why I think, as my son's actually a big hockey fan too. So a big hockey player. My dream was to be a hockey player. I always wanted to be a hockey player.
Wow.
And my dad wanted me to play other sports than just hockey. So I picked baseball for the summers. And as you guys know, summers are very short here and it rains obviously like today, but it's, I love baseball, but I think my very first love was hockey. I wanted to be a hockey player. And, just being a baseball player, being from Montreal is very rare, but it's, it's really cool. And having the awards and stuff like that is amazing, and especially the World Series. So it was pretty cool.
Your father was the one that teach you how to play soccer because he was your coach, when in the little leagues, and then you became a star player with the Canada Junior World Championship team. How was the experience?
Well, it's a lot. It's fun because first of all, I love I love every sport. I love any international sports, and for me to play against other country, other team, see some new culture, see some new guys, and meet some new people. And I learned English. I was 20, 21 years old, so that was very hard. But as you know, all my best friends in baseball, Latino players, and I really because the reason speaking French, it took me a long time to get comfortable with the other guys. So I'm very close to guys like Alex Cora, guys like Adrian Beltre. All these guys are very close friends of mine. So, it's pretty cool to see all of what they're doing in game. And, I'm a French Canadian that played baseball, which is kind of weird.
When was that time that you were getting close to look for maybe a scholarship or something to try to, get your career going, whatever sport you were trying to make? How was that? How was that for you? Like, was it easy to find a college for you? Was it tough?
It was very hard. For me, first of all, like I said, I was speaking French. I didn't even know I could get drafted. And I got drafted by the White Sox in the 30th round. And then I didn't really want to sign. It wasn't that much when back then it was draft and follow. So I didn't get signed. And I went to Seminole Junior College. One of my friends was going to Seminole Junior College in Oklahoma, where you go from Montreal French only to Oklahoma. It's kind of different.
Wow.
So that's where I learned English, and I've met a lot of good friends there. But yeah, it was Seminole Junior College. They gave me a full scholarship for a junior college. And I just went on. I loved baseball. When I went over there, it was all baseball all day. It was really cool. We worked really, really hard. And the workouts are crazy at 4 a.m, but, that's what it's all about. And when you go out there, and you guys know, in Dominican and Puerto Rico, that's where you play baseball all day. And that's kind of what I did in Seminole. And I just fell in love with the game. I wanted to be a baseball player. I wanted to be a pro player. I didn't know when I was young I wanted to be a baseball player. But when I went to Seminole, I really focused on baseball. And I learned a lot and turned to a pretty decent pitcher.
I got a question because this question is very important because growing up, who was the pitcher or maybe the hitter? Because you love the Montreal Expos. I know you love the Montreal Expos. Who was that guy that you want to be like him, like that?
Well, for the Expos, it was Tim Wallach. I was a third baseman. I wanted to be a third baseman. I thought I was a good hitter, and I actually started pitching. I wanted to. I thought I was. So, I wanted to be with Andre Dawson, guys like that, the Hawk, Andre Dawson, Tim Wallach, Tim Raines, all these guys when I was younger. Like, they're just my idols. There's just great baseball players, and I was lucky that I was able to see those guys in Montreal and before they left. So I was very fortunate because that's kind of what made me love the game, watching these guys on TV and wanted to be Tim Wallach, wanted to be Jeff Reardon, wanted to be all those guys that were, good quality baseball players and, gave me a dream.
That's very nice. And it's funny that you mentioned Seminole, Oklahoma, because when I was in Centerville, Iowa, that's our spring trip was against Seminole, Oklahoma. Usually we spend there like a week. We play them. And what year you were there?
I was there in 2000 and no, actually, sorry, 1993, 94.
You 1993, see 94. So I definitely faced you, man. Somehow, well,
really?
Hopefully didn't face you or something. Because, I was there until 94, too. We Iowa. And every year, we went, both years that I was there, we went to Seminole, Oklahoma. We played you guys like 6 games.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Much in spring trip.
For sure played. There you go.
And that's amazing that you're talking about that. Okay, so once you get, once you sign your professional contract, was it easy to make that decision, or your parents, or you still were having a little doubt that if you wanted to do this, or how was that?
Well, for me, I wasn't a really high draft pick. When I got drafted in 30th round, I didn't sign, and then I signed as a free agent with Team Canada for the Dodgers, and it wasn't that hard. I knew I wanted to be a baseball player. I didn't care about the money that much. I negotiated myself. I didn't know they offered me like $5,000 the first time, and I called my dad. He goes, "Well, I don't know. I mean, you want to play baseball? Go ahead and play, and the money is going to come if you're good. Just go out there and play really hard, and hopefully it turns out well." And that was the best thing, I think. Just first of all, being the Dodgers, a great organization. They followed me since I was 15 or 16 years old, so it was really good. I wanted to be a baseball player when I was 16 and 17, and they gave me a chance, and it was fun. I mean, it wasn't that hard of a decision. My mom and dad didn't have any money. My dad's a bus driver. My mom's a waitress. So it's like, hey, money is not really something. I just want to play and have fun and hopefully open up some doors.
So when you had the opportunity to sign, with the Dodgers, the first one you say no, and then the second one you say nay, you say yes. The first day in spring training, how was it for you? Because it's not the same to be playing in Canada to be playing in college. Now it's professional. How was it?
Yeah. Well, what's really cool with the Dodgers, back in the days, we all were in Vero Beach, and everybody's together. You have the minor leaguers, the major leaguer together. You walk around the guys like Matt Piazza, you got Eric Karras, all these big guys. I'm like, wow, it was very surreal to see those guys. And, it feels very, you feel very small. You get there, you're like, wow, there's a lot of good players. I'm one of many, many, many. Like back then it was 300 players almost. And, it was very humbling. It was fun. It was nerve wracking. It was everything you can think of. You feel like you're fish out of water.
All right. When you start, I mean, you start doing pretty good in the minor league. You was a good starter. 7-6 your first year, then 9-7 with Vero Beach, San Antonio in AA, 12-4. I mean, once you are 12-4 in San Antonio, do you feel like, I mean, I think I could be a big league pitcher and I could be there for a little while. I mean, or was there anybody already talking to you? You might make it to the big league, but if we take you there, you're going to start in the bullpen. How did that work for you?
Well, after my first year, I had a really good year in Savannah, Georgia was my first year. Then I got hurt. I missed the whole year. Went to Vero Beach. That was kind of a rehab year. It was really hard a little bit, but it was good. And when I went to AA, that's when I really understood that I was pretty good. I had really good numbers. I dominated AA. And it's funny because you guys played that video and we had Rubio Durazo right there. And he's like he's like my enemy because we fought. We had a lot of fights in San Antonio and he was in El Paso.
Wow.
So yeah, so it was hard. I mean, it was fun. It was hard. And AA, I realized I was pretty good. And that's when I got called up, which I was leading the Triple Crown as a pitcher. And they called me up, and that was out of nowhere. I did not expect to be called up in the big leagues. Nobody really called me or talked to me about it. It was really out of the blue. And my manager was Lance Parrish, and I was really dominating, and he took me out after 5 innings. He took me out after 5 innings. I'm like, I was so mad. I'm like, what are you doing up morning? And we got like 8 strikeouts. And he just said, he goes, pack your stuff, you're leaving. I'm like, what? And he sent me to the big league. So that was really cool.
Ooh, that's nice. That's an interesting one because he's on the mound pitching while they're telling, hey, pack everything up. Usually they call you at 3 o'clock in the morning, 2 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, that was really fun. That was fun.
What I like, he let you, he take care of the game, but he let you. Sometimes they play with players. I say, hey, you're doing something wrong. You get kind of scared when you go to the office. You know that when you go to the office, they might release you, or there's something wrong that you're doing, and you get kind of scared. So when they tell you you're going up to the big leagues, you're going to the Dodgers. You go into an organization that is like Yankees, Dodgers, Boston. The history of the game is unbelievable. So when you got there to Los Angeles, who was the person that helped you out, at the beginning when you started?
And it was Raul Mondesi. Raul Mondesi took me. Remember back then they used to buy buying suits and everything else. And Raul was so nice to me. And he took me. I was in Chicago, of course. My first place I went to was Chicago. I went there a couple of days, and he took me out to lunch. He took me out to shop a little bit. and he loved to shop, so he took me some good places. I had no nice shirt or nothing, so he took care of me really well. And then a guy like Mondesi was the first guy that really took care of me there. And then Eric Harris helped me a lot. There's a lot of good guys. I mean, I was lucky because when you come into Dodgers clubhouse, when they've got $1 million guys, and you're like, wow, this is amazing. And the fun thing, when I was in Chicago, you guys know how small that clubhouse is. The Chicago Cubs is very, very small.
Yeah.
So I was in the corner. I wasn't even in the clubhouse. There was just too many people. So it was kind of fun. And the guys were really cool. They really, they got me with open arm. They helped me get through, become a professional baseball player, and they really made me become a good big leaguer. Respect the game, really understand, where you're at in the game. Respect those guys, and I think they did a good job.
That's pretty nice. Talking about Wrigley Field, you make it to the big league, you go to Wrigley Field, and you're going like, I don't know, man. In San Antonio was a better clubhouse than this, man. So I don't know what the heck. If this is gonna be like this every ballpark or what's going on. But I mean,
and the food.
The food
is amazing. The food is amazing.
That's when you know you're not in San Antonio anymore. It's something else now.
Yeah.
But I mean, for the people that are out there, the fans and all that, I mean, when you go 12-4 with an ERA of 2.60 something that you had in San Antonio, that's not an easy ballpark to pitch. That's not an easy league to pitch. So I mean, maybe that's why they cut you out of nowhere. You're going to the big league, because I mean, when you dominate like that, definitely you would like to try to see that guy in the big league. So that's why probably he got called up right away from San Antonio, just because what he was doing in that ballpark around there. All right, once you make it to the big leagues, once you go to the mound for the first time, how did Eric Gagne felt?
Well, so let me go back to I was in Chicago when I got called up to throw one bullpen, and then we flew to Florida. So I had a little bit of time. I called my family. Like I said, they're a bus driver and a waitress. So they drove from Montreal to Florida within 2 days. And my brother, my mom, my dad, and I was so nervous. And the good thing is my brother and my mom were a little bit late, but I got lucky because of rain delay. Every time in Florida at 5 o'clock, there's rain. So we have an hour and a half rain delay. And my mom made it right on time. And when I warmed up, I did not throw one strike at all. I did not throw the ball over the plate. I was absolutely terrible. I was scared. I couldn't feel my fingers. And then I got in the game, and it was amazing. It was amazing because I had one hitter. I threw I think 6 innings, one hitter, 8 strikeouts. And it was fun because Mark Kotze got a little dribbler in the middle infield, like a 7-hopper base hit. And it was a great, great time because everything worked out. When I got on the mound, it just clicked, and I felt I was lucky because I couldn't throw. I was scared. I couldn't throw a strike in the bullpen.
But you cannot throw a strike in the bullpen, but you pitched unbelievable. Your first game, that was in September 7th. You started against Florida Marlins, 6 innings shutouts, struck out on 8 in your first big league start. Not too many people can do that. You finished that year. You finished 1-1, 2.10 ERA in the big leagues. Did you thought that you can do that at the beginning of your career?
No, I did not know. I mean, you never know. You think you can do it. You have doubts and understand, but I never thought I was a good baseball player until I got there. Then I was, I can do that. But I think you forgot something on my first game. I got my first base hit. First at bat, first base hit. And the pitcher for the Marlins was my roommate on Team Canada, was Brian Dempster. So that was really cool. That was a great first day.
He would never forget that day. He would.
Oh my God!
And he's one of the guys. He's one of the guys that taught me English.
Did you guys face each other that first game? You guys face each other? Wow.
Yep.
That was amazing.
And I got a base hit. Up the middle.
And there had to be some story there, Eric, because I mean, Canadian doesn't happen too much. I mean, so there had to be some story behind that for the record book. So that's pretty nice to hear. I mean, but all of a sudden you got that taste in the big leagues. I don't know if you went to play winter ball or the fall anywhere. I mean, I don't know if you did anything after that. But then the next year you come up and things are not going the right way for you. I mean, how you dealt with that second year in the big leagues?
I think the first year you think you're good, you're going out there, you're a new guy, and they don't know your stuff. They don't know how to face you. And the second year was a little tougher. You have expectations. You think you're going to dominate, and you're trying to do things. You're trying to impress everybody. I was really shocked when I got called up, so I wasn't expecting anything. The next year, I thought I was going to be a number 5 starter or number 4 starter, and it was a little bit hard. I wasn't ready. I needed a AAA experience. So it was up and down all year. It was really hard, but it was, that's when you learn. You learn when you struggle. And I was lucky enough. I had a really good pitching coach, really good guys around me that really supported me. They helped me, all the teammates. And, that's a lot of guys want to be successful right away, but I think sometimes it's good to struggle. You learn a lot more. And I had a really good first couple of years were really hard up and down AAA, but I think you got to pay your dues. And I did that. And when I became a closer, I think that's when I found myself.
That's what I want to ask you. Okay, you came in the first 3 years. You were starting that. The number was there, but it wasn't like a big starter in there. And then when they move you to the bullpen, did that happen? Did that happen in spring training, or that happened during the year?
So what happened is I was actually struggling, and I went in relief only for 1 or 2 relief start in AAA, and I was throwing the ball really hard. And then Dave Wallace saw me, and he talked about it, and I wanted to be a closer because I was a closer for Team Canada. I was throwing a lot harder.
Oh.
I knew I could throw every day. My arm's always better, but I didn't like to throw too much. But you don't. With the Dodgers, they really start you as a starter, and they really give you innings. In the minor leagues, they used to say with the Dodgers, you need 500 innings before you become a real baseball player, a real pitcher.
Wow.
So I think.
Listen to that.
Yeah, that's right. I think it's true. I mean, it's
not too many organizations. That's something that I have a coach. I have a pitching coach in the minor league in Cleveland that's been saying this to a lot of people. How you gonna let this guy pitch 25 innings here, 25 here, 25 innings? How you gonna say that this guy gonna be a good pitcher when he don't pitch? He needs to pitch. So wow, that's awesome.
And I think it's true. And then not everybody throws 100-mile-an-hour. Not everybody is going to be a number 1 draft pick. So I wasn't a draft pick. I was a draft and follow. So I think the Dodgers do it the right way. They give you a lot of innings, a lot of opportunity to fail. You got to get in different situation. You got to know, like, okay, I'm in on first and second, depending on the count. I've learned a lot in failure. I've learned a lot as a starter, even though it's terrible as a starter. Not terrible, but not as good as I should be in LA, because LA, you got to be really good to have the money to go get guys. So it was really a good learning experience. Like I was saying earlier, you need to fail. You need to understand situation. You need to know yourself a little bit. And I'm not saying you need 500 innings to be in the big leagues, but I think to learn yourself, you need 500 innings of ups and downs and really learn.
So when you got to the 2002 spring training, you already you already knew that you were going to have a shot to be the closer of the team, or they were thinking about maybe the setup man or maybe a bullpen guy? But definitely, of course, probably not a starter. Or since the beginning they tell you, we're going to try to get you to be the closer?
Well, no, not at all. Actually, it was going to be. I got really lucky because Jeff Shaw retired that year.
Yeah,
he had 1 or 2 years left, I think, in his career. He was our closer. He got traded from Cincinnati for Paul Canerico, a big lefty. Mexican lefty is so good. He was a sinker and everything. But yeah, I didn't know. I knew I was going to be a closer. And then when they came in, they're like, you know what, Eric? I asked him at spring training. I asked Jim Tracy. I said, hey, Jim, I would love to try, because they wanted to send me in AAA. I was going to be like the number 2 or 3 starter in AAA because they signed all those guys.
Wow.
Yeah. And I'm like, I think I would like to throw in relief. I can throw really hard. I like to throw every day. And he goes, well, let's try. But I was still a big prospect, so they wanted to go slow. So at first, like, we'll try you. We'll see what happens. Within 3 weeks, they're like, okay, now you can be in the bullpen, but we're going to do a bullpen by committee. And then after, I think it was 2 or 3 weeks during the season, they gave me like 2 or 3 seasons in Colorado, San Francisco. So after 3 weeks, they gave me the job.
Bullpen by committee doesn't go well, man. There's always there's always somebody that you could, that is going to show up.
Yeah,
you need roles. You need roles.
Yeah, there you go. So people that are out there that year, you saved 52 games. Was there anything in your mind telling you, hey, if I'm gonna be the closer now, I think I could say 30 or 40 game. Because I know we don't play for numbers at that time, but 52, man, that's a lot.
Yeah. I mean, the funny thing is, my wife at the time when I was talking to, I said, "Hey, I think I can close. I know I can close. I've done it for Team Canada." And she goes, "Yeah, that's good, but don't get too confident." I'm like, "I think I can get like 42 saves, 45 saves that year," and I got 52. So I got lucky. I got lucky because it really, everybody's like, "What happened?" I'm like, "It's just my personality. I'm a hockey player. I'm all out. I like to fight. I like to be aggressive. And as a starter, you have to be a lot more mellow, calm down, set up." I'm like, no, I'm 110%. I go as hard as I can, for one inning. And to me, that was really, it was just my personality fit better as a closer.
And now I
have that
understand why you have
personality.
Baerga. I
Yeah.
understand why he have that hat all dirty and sweaty the whole time.
Yeah. The glasses. He got everything to do that in the 9th inning. How you made the All-Star game that year, and my first All-Star game was something that I realized that was wow. I am in the big leagues with the best player. What happened to you when you walk into the clubhouse in your first All-Star game?
It's fun. It's a lot stressful because I made zero money in the minor leagues, and I didn't. I got up to the big leagues, and I had to get all my whole family, get tickets for the game, get flights to Milwaukee, and all that stuff. And it was a lot of work. And you know how much autographs we signed? It's crazy. You sign like 100,000 autographs in a day, but it was amazing. It was fun because you really, I'm from Montreal. I mean, you don't think you're going to be a baseball player, first of all. You don't think you're going to be a closer for the Dodgers, and then you make the All-Star. So it's pretty amazing. It's fun because now my son, he's actually got my ball. We're playing catch with a ball from my All-Star game with today in Milwaukee All-Star game. So it's pretty special.
Wow.
No, that's.
Wow,
I mean,
wow,
that's.
wow.
I mean, for the fans that are watching, of course, that's your relief appearance. That All Star game 2002. That it became to be the All Star game that everybody remember, of course, because ended up in a tie, and then they started with this. It's funny because they started the thing the next year that whoever wins, the game in the All Star game, that's gonna be the league that is gonna start. Home field advantage in the World Series, and you come. I think it was in 2003. And I think it was Hank Blaylock or somebody, like I don't remember the name.
Oh yeah,
hit a home run.
No, you're right.
And all of a sudden, everybody kept saying, "Oh my God, how could he hit a home run of Eric Gagne?" I mean, nobody could hit Eric Gagne. He gets that home run, so it was amazing how everything will start working, and you're gonna be the guy that everybody's gonna always remember. That he's the Hank Blaylock home run, because I remember everybody. You talk to everybody because Hank Blaylock home run. Just because it was a stupid idea of Major League Baseball, Ron Manfred, of saying whoever wins the game. I mean, that was the stupidest thing. I mean, I don't know if you liked it as a player when you heard that, but I mean, that's the stupidest thing I heard.
Well, I see All-Star game. I don't like it, to be honest, but I see an All-Star game as you're good with your peers, your best player. You want to meet them. You want to see the best player, and you get together. It is a fun thing. I mean, these are our days off usually, and right in the middle of the summer, so it's hard. But they got to make it count for something. I think there's something that needs to be done that may be different or something. But I didn't care. But the crazy thing about this is all my saves in a row. Everybody says I got like 3 years straight, perfect 3 years with 84 saves in a row. I got a blown saves right in the middle of that in the All-Star game.
But we're not going to count it. You see, that's why we can't count it.
That's true.
Hey, they count. They count for the home field advantage.
I know. But my friend, 2002 was 52 save. 2003, you came again and you did something very special. That's a record in the big leagues. 84 saves in a row, and you saved 55. Another record. The record was owned by John Smoke, and you break that record on John Smoke having there. Did you never dream about to be a closer like that? They used to be like closer like Reese Gosses, Dennis Eckersley, even the guy from the White Sox, Palillito, the one that they got the record
Bobby Thicke.
Bobby Tippin. Did you ever thought that you was going to put those kind of numbers like that?
Never. I did not think any of that. Like like I said, I think I'm a hockey player. I'm not a baseball player. So I was never going to ever dream about stuff like that. And it was so cool because in the streak, what I love about the streak is my team was winning. And it was a team. It's a team thing. It's a team stats, And even though it's a save, I don't think I think it's called a preserve victory, what I would call it, not a save. Because, when you come in with nobody on, you're just preserving a win. I think that would be kind of cool to change that. You preserve a victory instead of saving a victory. But, I think it's I never thought I would do that. Never, ever, ever. Not especially not getting in a role like this, because we all know how the way I lost my 84 in a row was a pebble on the ground that the ball stayed on the ground. And Olmedo's eyes just went underneath his glove. That's just
Hey, we were making fun.
Killer tomato.
Because yesterday we did an Instagram live, and Olmedo is always there in the chat with us when we do it live. And we were talking about something, and we mentioned your name. He goes, "Oh, my buddy, I play there." And Edward Guzman, that was another who played the big league, one of our buddies, goes, No. Your bat was there, but your glove was there.
Well, Olmedo was a great guy he could really hit. Gloves, it wasn't his fault because the ball stayed on the ground. It was crazy because like the 84 in a row, I got lucky. I had the best defense. I got Alex Cora, got Cesar Asturias, you got Sean Green. All these guys really helped me do that.
I mean, when do you notice, or when you realize I'm on a streak here? I mean, was it through the TV? Some people letting you know in the clubhouse? Because I mean, 84 in a row. I mean, you have to hopefully know something by the 50th, don't you?
Yeah, well, that's when they started, and on ESPN they started doing those highlight reels. It was actually pretty cool because every night they go they would do like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, all the way to like 50. I think the record was Tom Gordon. I think. Yeah, Tom Gordon had the record of 50 something in a row. So it was cool. It was cool because it was a team thing. That's why I liked it.
Wow, man, you were nasty, by the way, guys. I mean, it was. It doesn't look fun to be able to face you just because you're talking to yourself. There you go, Rubio again. You're talking to yourself. You got the glasses. I mean, you are not a tiny guy up there. So I mean, it doesn't look like somebody could have hit you. And I'm guessing because Alex Cora Baerga always tell us that. Hey, once that guy was walking in, we knew game is over. I mean, that's just how it was. Game is over. Nobody could have hit him. I mean, did you felt that way the whole time that nobody could hit you no matter what? Or really you thought, man, I'm in another world right now?
Well, it was snowball. I mean, it didn't start like, oh, I'm unhittable, but you do start believing that. You're like, all right, now I'm good. I'm really, really good. And then you're like, oh, I'm on a roll. And when you realize you're on a roll, is basically when you're making bad pitches and the hitters miss. And I've done a lot of that in my streak. A lot of those bad pitches, I got lucky right down the middle. Sometimes they would take or bad swing or something. I would get lucky that way. And to me, that was important to like understand my defense, but it was real. I felt like I was unhittable, but I knew that I had a really, really good defense behind me.
You know what happened, Palillito? Let me tell you what happened. When they put that song, "Welcome to the Jungle," you know you were gonna face somebody, an animal in the house. An animal gonna come out and kill you right there. That's what happened. You know what? You became the second player in Canada to win a Cy Young. Ferguson Jenkins was the first one. And you win the Cy Young that year in 2003. Not too many relievers. The last one was Guillermo Hernandez, Puerto Rican guy. They win the Cy Young, in there as a reliever, but he win the MVP too on that year. You winning that Cy Young. Did it went through your mind that you were going to win that because not too many relievers do that?
Yeah, I don't. I still don't believe relievers should win Cy Young. I don't believe that. But if you have that year we didn't really have any starters that really dominated. I think the most wins on a starter was like 14 or 15 wins, Jason Schmidt. So I think if you have those guys.
Bueno, se nos cayó la conexión. Recuerden que él está lloviendo allí en Canadá, donde él se encuentra en Montreal. Está un poquito rara la señal con él allí. Pero miren, Baerga, llegamos por lo menos bastante lejos.
No. Oye, Palillito, yo me la enfrenté y me dio un pelotazo un día. 3-2, pero yo me le quedaba ahí. Le bateaba, pues yo le buscaba el cambio y yo me le iba para el left field.
Porque él lo va a tirar, él lo va a tirar.
Pues claro, yo me le iba para el left field por encima del Ciore. Pero me quedé uno porque estaba en 3-2. Yo dije, ¿vendrá cambio o vendrá? Y me le quedé. Y mira, me da un pelotazo aquí. Y esto se me levantó como si fuera la misma bola. no te estoy mintiendo, se me levantó así para afuera completo. Pero el otro día estábamos jugando, o sea que antes nosotros no nos quitaban,
no,
en todo
definitivo.
momento.
No,
Pero
y que si te sientas, entonces tú te sientes que el tipo te ganó y te va a mirar
sí.
como que, ay, bendito. Si Baerga ya me tiene
Así
miedo.
mismo. Palillito,
Mira,
ese año ellos tenían un cuadro que estaba fuera de liga también. Cuando tú tenías Beltré, Isturi, Alex Cora y Eric Caro, ese cuadro estaba fuera de liga. Y él y Polo Duca, mira, esos tipos ni se ponían señales. Ellos se miraban y ya ellos estaban ya completamente. Estaban en segunda tratando
de verdad.
de pasar señales a los bateadores, pero ellos no ponían señales, Pallito. Era una cosa que ya ellos se miraban y sabían lo que venía.
No, de verdad que el hombre, y por eso pues le estaba preguntando de la confianza que él fue cogiendo poco a poco, que entonces nos lo confirmó aquí, que era el que tú te sientes que nadie te puede batear, o sea, que tú estás en otro mundo, Baerga, porque yo siempre vi a Mariano Rivera, pero Mariano era que no enseñaba emociones. Mariano era como que estoy aquí y si me bateas bien y si no, o sea, ese era el reflejo que te daba un Mariano Rivera, pero este individuo te daba eso como que te voy a matar, yo te voy a tumbar, yo te voy a sacar de aquí como sea. Y yo creo que eso era lo que, ¿verdad? Hace unique la situación de él. Se está conectando poco a poco ahí. Ya tenemos casi a Eric Gagne. We're almost there. We're going to wait for him to get all set up, but we already know it's raining and all that stuff there, guys. So let me see if we could get it back here. Here we go, my man. Are you all right?
We got you, my friend. Gene Tracy want to give you the ball.
I'm here.
You right now. You're in the game right now. You are back in the game, bro.
So,
We'll see. But we understand, man. We understand that you're not in it. You see, I mean, sabemos que la señal está un poquito malita allá donde él está, pero como quiera, Baerga, por lo menos lo tuvimos aquí una media hora bien buena.